Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And welcome to Literarily Wasted. It is time for our live book discussion of this month, March's book, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. And what's happening? My phone's ringing. That's not. Don't you know it's literally wasted time?
Book club time.
It's book club time. And we are here. We are joined with special guest Dan. Oh, wait. And Kira. And we have so much to discuss tonight. Let's see who's here in the comments section. Lit Fam, Christopher Moore on YouTube, Stacy, Sean, Bobby, Kristen on YouTube, YouTube gang, holding it down. Jennifer, Marianne, hello. Hey, Rachel, greetings, Leanne. Hey, Adrian, hello. Tim Hare, Little Rabbits. Kathy is present. Cindy says, hi, guys. Willa, Kent. Cindy again. Tim says, hi, Kira. Sean says, hello. Carrie and Leanne again. What's up? All right. Well, we have a big one to discuss today, don't we?
Yes.
This was a book that almost pushed the limits of our page limit.
It did.
For Literally Wasted. But why don't we get into it? So first things first, just throw out your initial thoughts on this book. Go, Kira.
I know it was a mixed bag for a lot of people, but I read this a while ago, and I just fully enjoyed the ride. Like I really enjoyed the book. I thought that the concept itself was pretty unique, or not something that I had read before. And I'm one of those people where if I don't know what's happening in a story, like, it drives me up a wall wanting to find out, and so I just keep reading, and I'm like, what's the answer? What's the answer? What's happening? So I think when I initially read this, I think I finished it in 2 days.
Wow, 2 days. That's an accomplishment in itself. Achievement unlocked. That's impressive. Dan, what about you?
Not that. I loved the writing style. His prose, the way his imagery, some of the phrases he weaves really spoke to me, and I love that. It connected with me. So in the early chapters, I was like, I'm going to love this book. This is great. And then the more I read it, the harder it was to get through it. The story itself, I ended up not caring about much at all, unfortunately.
Right. Well, y'all are going to have to fight it out.
Yeah, my team's winning so far.
Yeah, Team Kira going off. Dan loved this book. He told me earlier this is an AI version of Dan who is lying. No, Dan's AI.
I sound like a human tonight, I'm told.
Yeah, he's improved. He's version 4.0 now to improve his voice function. Christy, what about you?
I love the concept of this book. I think that's really unique and interesting. And I think the author tried to do too much with it. And I kind of had a similar experience with Dan, where I started it really excited and interested. And the more I read, the more frustrated I got and the less I liked it until the end. And this live stream, I've been looking forward to it because I can't wait to talk to people about it. And I can't wait to have get everybody's perspectives, because it's so interesting to hear everybody's ideas and what they thought and why it's not as bad as I think. But I also really dreaded this night because I just don't want to talk about this book. I don't want it in my life anymore.
You have to. It's your job. But after today, you can wash your hands of it.
Yeah. Adam, what did you think of this book?
So I think I'm a mixture of everybody. I am like Kira in that I enjoyed the ride. I enjoyed the way it was told, the concept was fun. I enjoyed the premise. Like Dan, I enjoyed the writing style. But I also had once I got to the end of it, I think the journey was compelling me through, and there were questions in my mind that I wanted to know the answer to. And I'm like, that's what kind of fueled my desire to keep reading. And so I enjoyed like that part of wanting to know and like sort of peeling away the onion layers just a little bit. And then I got to the end and I was like,
Keep going. There's still more that you need to like.
I don't
Yeah.
have the answers to the questions today. And also it did feel a little convoluted. Not a little, it was very convoluted for 400 and some odd pages
Yeah.
of some wacky storytelling, if that word is applicable. But yeah, those are, so I enjoyed it, but also wanted something more. And I you know, we'll get into it. Yeah, I don't know to talk about it. But we have all night to talk about this book. I'm so sorry for you.
It's fine.
But for everybody
ready.
else who liked it, we had a lot of people in the comments who agree with pretty much everybody on screen too. So there are people who liked it, some people who just want Dan to not talk.
Some people who loved it.
That's normal. That's typical. That has nothing to do with my opinion of the book.
Willa said, liked it enough, but it was so complicated that I was really ready for it to be over by the end.
Agreed.
Carrie reread this book. It's got breadcrumbs. So we have a second time reader, which is, I think, an interesting perspective.
I feel like it could be better the second time just because you know what to look for. And I bet there's a lot of stuff that we missed. But I also feel like it was so complicated that there's no way you could guess some of this stuff.
And I think that's part of why I enjoyed it. I mean, I also don't think too hard about mystery books because I prefer just going on the ride itself instead of trying to figure it out. But I liked that it was completely unpredictable for me.
I'm kind of the same way. Like I there's a part of me that like wants to try to see if I can get ahead of it and figure it out, but there's also a part of me that knows that I'm not smart enough to do that, and that I'm like, I don't think that way.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like, ooh. So like I'm telling Christy some stuff that I finished the book, I'm like, man, that was a dumb thing to say. I'm like, I bet the plague doctor is him. I bet the plague doctor is Aiden, and he's you know.
I mean, I feel like it's a legitimate guess.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a stupid
I
guess.
had that thought. Definitely.
Okay, well, we're all okay. That makes
more than
me
once.
better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I was along for the ride, and then for me, like towards the end, I'm like, I'm still along for the ride, but I'm also kind of confused.
I think one of the things that made me the angriest was not learning how in the world Anna is one of the top 2 worst humans in the world. Like, I desperately need more of that story because I don't believe it.
Well, she's been fully changed by this place.
Well, I feel like her brain has been totally washed.
Christy, you should be so proud.
Aw, Kathy, yay.
She does that a lot. But yeah, yeah, so I think we can get into it. My biggest, like, what I wanted the most out of this book is to know more about the world outside of Blackheath. I wanted to know like what this was. What is?
Yeah, once we learned that it was
these superiors.
Yeah, what is this? What is this? Is it technology? Is it magic? Is it science? What is it? What is the world beyond there? Are we in like a futuristic? They mentioned like a phone once when he was remembering his sister being murdered by Anna. Did Anna murder his sister like directly? Did she was she the ruler of some nation state dictatorship or whatever?
Yeah, I'm so curious.
And just what I was like so excited to find out, like, are we going to see the outside, and are we going to get any sort of hints as to what this is?
And maybe that's another part of why I liked this book so much, is because I think for me, the biggest draw of books, or like the thing that I connect with the most or enjoy the most, is the characters and their personalities, and just how they all interact with each other. And I'm less interested in world building. So while I'm still curious about it, I don't think that was something that I really needed to know.
Yeah, and I can see that. And the characters were well done, I think, for the most part. I think you got a good sense of who they were. There were certainly a lot of them.
Yeah, there were so many. And I will say about the world building.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say about the world building. Like I could have done without the magic. I could have done without the ending where like it's a prison and for rehabilitation and I don't know.
Do you hear robot?
I hear robot on me.
'Cause I hear too.
Do y'all hear robot?
I don't. Please tell me
Okay.
it's not me.
Oh, it did stop when you stopped
No, I
talking.
think it's us. Well, if y'all can't hear it, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. No, I really felt. I wish they had kept it to the mystery because I feel like the concept of like there's like two people that are just waking up every day and doing a loop, like the same loop, and then there's one person who's like body hopping the same day through like 8 different bodies. That's fascinating. That's such a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Dan. What were you saying earlier?
Well, now I'm worried about the chat. Because they all say Robot Dan is back.
Is it robot? Y'all can hear the robot?
I hear a little bit of buzzing.
I think it's us.
I don't hear anything. Everything sounds fine at my end. He's messing with us.
Yeah, they've got to be.
It's still there.
He
It's-
muted it to do an experiment.
Oh,
now
I thought
Dan
that you
has
were
to
just
mute.
messing with
Let's
us and
see.
like pretending to talk, but not
I can-
actually talking.
I did until Christy joined in. She
I made it go away.
Oh no.
It's
no.
robot Dan is back. So anyway, robot Dan.
AI Dan.
AI
you
Dan.
know.
you're never gonna want me on again. I have a hard time keeping track of characters in any mystery. Like any Agatha Christie I've read, I can't keep track of who's who. And an average Agatha Christie is what, like 150 pages.
Yeah.
So add a whole book to that for this and try to keep them all straight. And that was difficult. And I too wanted some of the outside. I was waiting at the end to see them come out the other end and him be like, oh, what have I done? I hate this person.
yeah.
Like have everything come back to him and make him realize, no, I want her dead. Like I was waiting for all of that. But keeping it all straight, just the characters, that's something I always struggle with in a mystery. And this was tough that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you understand anything I said?
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
it. It's also surrounded by
Okay.
robot.
Yeah, you're buzzy, but we can
Fantastic.
understand you.
So if I mute you,
don't mute him.
it's gone now. But yeah. So
We were talking before we went live about like we really need like a recap for the ending. I think I don't know
Yeah,
who's
'cause
Okay, so-
I was flipping through. Like I checked the book back out from the library since I read it. Last
spoiler
year,
alert.
I think. So I couldn't quite remember everything, and I didn't quite get through flipping through the last few pages. So don't exactly recall what happened.
So spoiler alert. They thought that he thought that he had solved the murder. He thought that it was Michael Coleridge who had poisoned Evelyn.
well,
No,
no, he was first gonna suffocate her.
yes, he was going to suffocate her, and then it ended up being poisoned. Then he was like, "WTF? What is that about?" And so then he became gold, and through gold, discovered that Evelyn Hardcastle is actually Felicity Maddox, and the real Evelyn Hardcastle is her personal maid or whatever.
Madeline Auburn.
Madeline, what's her face?
Lady in Waiting.
And she was just kind of crazy. So like what happened was she inadvertently like was with a stable boy and he fell and died
When she was like a
when
kid.
she was a kid. And then Thomas,
No, he fell and she could have
She
like
just left
sent
him,
rescue
yeah.
and she was like, I'm just not.
She
I'm
was
just
like,
gonna
"I'm
sit
just
on
gonna leave
this. Yeah.
and Thomas was like, I know that you did that. And so Evelyn was like, you're dead. And so Evelyn killed Thomas and was discovered by Helena Hardcastle, and then Charlie, what's this called?
all the kids'
Charlie
actual dad.
Carver, who was everybody's dad because of all that weird stuff. And then they covered for her. And then there was some bunch of bribery. There was a bunch of intrigue, and Evelyn, they threw this part. She was in Paris, and then she came back. They had gold repaint all the portraits so that there was this big cover up to make Evelyn look like Madeline and vice versa. And then Evelyn just kind of went on a killing spree, it seems.
Everybody kind of went on a killing spree.
A lot of people dead. A lot of people dead. But turns out the person who killed Evelyn Hardcastle is
Did she die?
I thought you froze.
I thought you froze.
She did die because we watched her die.
I can't
We
remember her
watched her
dying.
get killed. I believe it was Felicity Maddox that killed Evelyn Hardcastle because they saved her from being poisoned.
Well,
And Felicity Castle came in with the gun, and boom, boom.
Okay.
But did that happen every day or only
just that last time?
Oh, can we talk about how the plague doctor had no idea any of this?
He was like, "Oh, you got me."
He thought the murder was the gunshot, and that's it. Or at least that's all that I gathered. But there's so much more.
Yeah. So,
and what's her name? The mother was like dead the whole time.
She was dead the whole time. Helena Hardcastle just in the boat.
Yeah, because her daughter killed her like first thing.
Yeah, first things first.
Oh, you know something weird? In the audiobook, it's pronounced Evelyn.
No.
Yep.
Refuse.
Like in He-Man.
Because she's evil.
Well, because it's also Evie.
Yeah. But so anyway, Felicity Maddox killed Evelyn Hardcastle, and then they were able to escape. Also, yes, the plague doctor being like, "Well, I didn't even know that." You should. That's another question I have about like this setup and this game and this scenario, this prison. It's like, don't you already know?
Adrian, I agree.
Don't you like? Do you not already know who killed Evelyn Hardcastle? Is this like we got these prisoners and there's this mystery? Why not? We got this strange magic or technology. Let's not kill two birds with one stone here, and let's figure out who did it.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting that by doing this every day for hundreds of days, however long they're doing this, and like especially for Aiden, like being in the head of so many people and having so many people like personalities influence him and kind of take over. Like I feel like both Anna and Aiden came out with like a blank slate. Like I feel like neither of them are anywhere close to the humans that they actually were. And like I think it even said like they don't even remember.
They had the option to remember upon exiting.
Yeah.
Well, I think the plague doctor was also saying like it could come back in a few days too, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah. So Anna's gonna remember that she's some like murderous tyrant that the half of the world hates, and Aiden's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I came here to torture you," which is he's a stupid. If that was his, he's like, her being subjected to this prison thing is not enough punishment for her. So I'm gonna go in there
and torture her.
And he killed her at one point.
Days and days. But like I think they used the word torture.
Yeah, they did.
Like,
but
and that makes me really question like Aiden's kind of a terrible person too. Like I get that she's like one of the top two most terrible people in the world, but like my goodness, that's a problem.
Yeah, but like he went in there he did kill her, and she remembered him killing her. And he's like, "I'm not like that anymore, baby. Trust me. It's all like, hey, things are different now. That was the old me that killed you. The new me would never do something like that." She's like, "Oh, you're so sweet."
Adrian, that's an awesome question. Since they redo the day all the time, does the person who kills Evelyn change? Probably, because we saw so many different endings. Like, absolutely.
Well, I think that.
Well, and it would have had to, because what's her name who ended up killing Evelyn should have died before.
Yes. So the whole time they're trying to solve the murder of Evelyn Hardcastle, Evelyn Hardcastle never got murdered.
Exactly. She only died once.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you set this whole thing up for
I
nothing.
feel like they should have had the answer before they like started this
Well, that's just
experiment.
one of the questions that I have is like about the setup. Like clearly they have like all these like holodecks or whatever that they put the levels of prisoners in, mind palaces, and these two, Anna and Daniel Coleridge, whoever that was, are the worst of the worst. So they put him in Blackheath, and it's the plague doctor's job to be like the Blackheath warden. And this is supposed to be the hardest, most complicated one, the one that's like really just messes your head up, which clearly it did. And so Aiden went in there to like willingly go to torture Anna, and they were like, well, this poor sucker,
Sure, why
we got to
not?
give him all the chances in the world but he still has to play the game. But we'll make him be eight different people every time, so that we can figure out the right combination and the right order of hosts to give him the best chance of getting out. When they could have just let him out, but now I'm confused. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to know more about what this was and like what the plague doctor and his superiors' roles were, because obviously, like,
Huh.
what? He just caused her murder. Exactly. But from the plague doctor's perspective, he didn't know. This has gone on so long. He didn't know who killed. He
Even
was
though he has free reign and can walk around and look at everything.
yeah, he could see everything.
Or at least I think he does.
Kind of, but also questions. Are they avatars? Are they real people that have somehow like have like the brains messed with, or is this some sort of avatar like scenario where even the plague doctor is an avatar? Because they can die and come back, because they did a lot.
Yeah, and I think they have to be avatars. Maybe they're all just like laying down somewhere hooked up to this machine or something.
What do y'all think?
I
Is this
thought
the Matrix?
I thought the caps lock was intentional, Kathy.
I
mean, we're talking about the whole, like, all the people, right? Are any of them real? Is this a real place?
Yeah,
because
is
it
this a
could
real
either be a
scenario?
real place where there's some magical component, or it's some virtual reality that none of it is real.
And
See, I
we
agree
don't
with
know.
Tim's comment where you guys are trying to rationalize all of the logic behind this, and you just need to enjoy the ride.
Okay.
It's too much.
Didn't enjoy the ride.
It's too much.
problem.
Also, I did enjoy the ride.
You know, I assumed this was an actual case that happened at some point, that they were able to like take this digital snapshot and then they sent them into like not only be, oh gosh, what's the word? Like to be punished
but also, like, let's
also
solve the
solve an
mystery.
unsolved
See,
mystery.
my mind goes back and forth because, like, sure, yeah, I guess it could be real. This was a real thing that happened, or like this is fully designed by the plague doctor's company organization. In which case, like, you should know the outcome, and they didn't. So,
Thanks, Gary.
Carrie. But it's real to me, Benjamin Sisko. But yeah, so these are the questions that are going through my mind, and I don't think that they're irrelevant. I don't think the questions that I have are irrelevant to
Well,
this.
and the reason I have these questions is because I find it really interesting. Like, I just want to know more.
No,
Also,
it's completely fair. It's just like I think sometimes with books like this, for me personally, I just don't try to think too deeply about it.
Yeah.
Especially because this is already like complicated to begin with. And so trying to figure out all of this stuff, like whether or not what happened is real, that just makes my brain hurt a little too much. And I would rather not.
Here's why I have a hard time not doing so in this book, though. Our main character seemed to understand everything. Like, like he had it all figured out, and he was like, he understood how this worked, and which he had to figure out which people he would be which days, and it's like he figured it out way too easily what was going on. Like he never struggled through it. It felt, and then they gave logical explanations, like this is a prison and you're being punished, and so the book kind of wanted us to look at it logically, like it gave rational explanations for what was going on. And right, and that makes me kind of okay, well then I have to get my head around what's actually happening here. Like, am I the only one who felt like Aiden wasn't confused nearly enough?
I think he was confused at the beginning, and then he figured out the game, and then he was like, he was able to use it to his advantage. But I think, sorry, I think that like because they introduced because they did give you the information, they gave you the information about the external circumstances surrounding Aiden and Anna's presence there, and what the container is for this. It's a prison, etc. The plague doctor's there to be this sort of like omniscient voice or whatever. Because that exists, like it makes me ask these questions. If this was just solve the murder mystery, and this is the premise, like you are living these different people's lives Groundhog Day style through this murder mystery, and that was it, I'd be like, let's do it, let's solve this murder mystery. But because you introduce these external elements and like Aiden's backstory and Anna's backstory and all this other backstory stuff, then you're just asking me to ask questions, and then you don't answer them. And so that's why I'm like, give me it. Like I just want to know, and that like it's like still, whether I loved or hate this book, like still want to know what this was, because I think it was so interesting to not like go there.
Yeah. Well, and Carrie mentioned she would read a sequel that was like, where is that comment? Yeah, I would read a sequel that is not a murder mystery, but rather a dystopia set in the plague doctor's world. I would read that. That sounds great. And so I feel like there were so many good ideas in this book. But I want to talk about the hosts that he had, and especially like the process of him figuring everything out, because I think it was a shame that they didn't tell him the rules at first. He just like woke up and was like, what's going on? Who am I?
I'm in the woods.
I have amnesia. And then like he almost wastes that one host like whole day by trying to run away. I thought that was really interesting, but I also just love how like the hosts' personalities and habits like bleed through into him. I think Marianne actually mentioned that a couple of times in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, how they fought him for a minute.
Yeah, well, if he was doing something completely out of character, like there was pushback, and then the more hosts he had, the more like jumbled everything was in his head, and he was getting pushed out, and all these hosts were like taking over. I love that. That was so interesting.
Yeah, it's like Quantum Leap a little bit, except in Quantum Leap, I don't feel like his hosts ever fought back.
Very good. Here's one of Marianne's comments on Discord. She said, one of the reasons I couldn't put it down wasn't really the setting or story so much as the idea of experiencing things through the eyes of someone else and not having complete control over your experience, but being heavily influenced by the host. Aside from the storyline, it made me think about identity / memory, as well as how someone would react to me being a host. Yeah, it was really cool. And I thought that was pretty well done.
Yeah. I like that part. I like that part of like, and I like that he was able to use the hosts he was able to figure out what their strengths were. And use those.
Yeah, because like the cop, he was able to do a much better investigation of that room that he had already searched, because he had like the cop's experience and like intuition.
Yeah, so that was really cool. I liked that part of it. It was like Quantum Leap, but with like, oh, I have these abilities now.
It reminds me a lot of the board game Clue, and also kind of the movie. It just kind of felt like a lot of these characters were characters out of that board game, and like the room and where the murder happened changed every different day or scenario. So
yeah, I got I got a lot of Clue vibes too, and I like, you still got some of the classic murder mystery sort of tropes. You got the big like exposition at the end of like, and then he did this, but he couldn't have done that, but it was him, like that kind of thing, which was fun. And so, like I said, I had fun reading. Like it went for me because I wanted to see more.
No, I
think I would have liked it more if it had been the 4.5 deaths. Hardcastle. Like
I thought a couple of
200 pages shorter and a little more explanation of the days we had left without that, and I think I would have gotten my head around it better.
And I feel like everyone's critiques are completely fair. Like I could definitely see where everyone's coming from, where that would take away from your enjoyment of the book or the story.
Yeah, BS-ness. The frustration.
Thank you, Kira. Tim just wanted to mute me.
We accept all different opinions about the books we read here.
So Christopher brings up the footman. We haven't talked about the footman yet, who I thought was I really enjoyed the footman's role in this as like the chaser. Like, I'm gonna get you, little rabbit. And he was a scary presence, and he seemed to almost be kind of superhuman. Yeah. What was he? Was he working? Was he like? Well, there was a time where I thought, oh, he's working for Daniel Coleridge, but was he part of the game? Was he part of the master plan?
I feel like he had to be, but we don't know how.
I thought he was just looped in by Daniel, and he just wanted to kill people, so he just kind of was like, sure, why not?
So Daniel made an alliance with the footman, who was working for the plague doctor. The footman's working for the plague doctor, and Daniel's a prisoner, obviously, like Anna. But Daniel, being the conniving type, said, "Hey, footman, bro, I'll tell you where they all are if you go kill them for me."
Why do I not remember him working for the plague doctor?
Let's see. That's the question that I have. Who is the footman working for?
Well, the plague doctor.
I feel like it was more implied.
I thought it was just Daniel.
So the footman was part of the world, and Daniel said, "Hey, you're a big beastly brute of a man. You like killing? I got some work for you."
Yeah, he basically just gave him what he was interested in, and then just gave him the information to do it well and have get some sick, twisted fun out of it. I mean, that's what I got from it.
So the footman wasn't part of the game. The footman was just Daniel manipulating the characters in the world to get at Aiden and Anna.
That's what I think.
If that's the case, that's kind of disappointing with all the weight that the plague doctor put on the footman. Like, beware the footman. He's made out to be this menacing boogeyman. And if he's just some dude who is okay with killing, that's a little disappointing.
Yeah, I thought the footman was like inserted into this game to like be a chaser. That's where I was the whole time. And then I think later on, like I found it was revealed that the footman was just hired by Daniel and is not an actual part of this. It's not like an additional layer of stakes for Anna and
it was more like to throw Aiden off the trail of Daniel, like to think that was another host. I think that was a large part of the purpose, other than to have like the scary boogeyman aspect of it and not knowing who it was. Yeah, evil NPC.
The silver tear.
That was the other.
Yeah, that was the other plague doctor
that got shot.
Now, did she was giving Daniel directives? She was disobeying the rule, or was she there to like? I thought she was there to like say, "You've gone too far, plague doctor dude. We've got to like reset this. You've done too much. Anna's gonna get out. She's gonna solve it. We cannot have that happen. So we've got to wipe this clean." So I think she came in to like force the game into a certain direction.
Yeah, I think both of them were interfering more than they should have.
And then the plague doctor put Silver Tear into the game
Mm-hmm.
somehow because she got shot. Now that's something I was like, how did she like? You got to plug her into the Matrix or like what? How did you?
Christopher's comment is this is what my understanding or what my idea
Footman is
was.
part of the prison staff, but is working in opposition to the Plague Doctor. Okay, so the Footman is part of the game.
But also, I don't think the book clarified. So this is all just guessing.
Are we just guessing?
But this is what I guessed.
I see. I thought both things at one point because I originally I was like the Footman is like, you know, if this was a video game, it's like you've got to solve this murder mystery, but we've also put this bad guy in here who's gonna get you. So watch out. As opposed to Silver Tear giving Daniel information, who then hired the Footman to enact on that information for his own gain and to like make Anna stay there because their whole thing was like Anna's getting too close to getting out. We don't want her to get out. And she can't get out because she's literally the most evil person in the world.
One of the two most
evil people in the world. Which come on, she seems so sweet.
Yeah, I never did buy that.
Did she though?
So Adrian asked on Facebook, would you make the same choice Aiden did about Anna at the end?
We'll come to that. Yeah, I mean, Heather says there were mentioned that. So the Footman is just like a servant, right? A Footman is not. It's not like the in the world of Blackheath, Footmen exist as like servers and like servants.
Yeah, they're part of the staff.
They're part of the staff. So there was just one particular Footman who was the evil Footman who was coming after him. So he was there and he was a killer and he kept calling him a rabbit. So what the question is, would you
make the same choice Aiden did about Anna at the end?
I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that question.
I don't feel like he really had all the devotion he felt towards her, and I don't feel like the story supported it. I never really understood why he was, other than the fact that it was her name on his mind when he woke up at the beginning of the book. I didn't really like why was he so devoted to her, especially after the memory came back. I don't know. I'm not sure why he made the decision he did.
Did he love her? Was he like into her? Was he like, what was the...
I mean, I think the fact that he gets to keep one thing for the next day or like for the next like rerun, right? And it was Anna this time. It was the name Anna. And I think that really just shaped the whole thing. If he had thought of anything else, it wouldn't have played out the same way.
It's true. But yeah. Yes, Brandy says there wasn't enough information for the devotion that he felt. I might have made the same choice, but I wouldn't have gotten there as quickly as he did. He didn't seem to struggle at all. Yeah, because he did remember in the middle of the story why, and he knew that he went in there to torture her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was where Dan was, where I was like, I was thinking that was going to be where he went from I must save her to I must kill her. I can never let you escape here.
And compare that to his first day with who we were led to believe was Evelyn and this whole friendship they shared, which turns out was really Felicity. Like where does that leave that? Like he has this solid devotion to save Anna, but in the meantime, like this whole meaningful bond that happened day one is just
out the
window.
That was Sebastian Bell, right?
But it was him.
It was him as Sebastian Bell.
I think he had more interactions with Evelyn as other hosts and was able to like, I think she kind of destroyed the feelings that he had as Sebastian Bell because he was treated so much differently when he was an other host. But he was super determined to save her, like the whole time.
He was to save Evelyn.
Yeah. Well, to save who he
But-
thought was Evelyn.
Yeah. You know, he had these like sort of well-meaning intentions, and you know, you don't blame him. They did mention that this prison was meant for rehabilitation.
Yeah. So Becca on Discord said, Google says Blackheath acts as a simulation designed to rehabilitate criminals by forcing them to relive a traumatic event until they find redemption.
Well, they did that,
Mhm.
I guess.
Yeah.
It works. Take note, penal system. If you can make people experience Groundhog Day's worth of murder mystery,
Trauma.
yeah, then they'll come out on the other side better people.
And Tim, I see your comment. We don't want to like change anybody's minds, especially negatively about the story. If you loved it, like I love that you loved it.
We are the footmen story.
And to be clear, as far as the functionality and success of Blackheath, 2 out of 3 people will come out better people. Because it didn't work that way for Daniel.
Yeah.
No, Daniel was not good. I remember Christy read this way faster than I did, and I started before her. But so now I flash back to a bunch of conversations that I had, and where Christy just was like, like didn't talk, because I was like, yeah, he still has to be Daniel, and I don't understand why he had this conversation with Daniel as Edward Dance. And they're having this conversation like this is the first time Daniel's ever had this conversation, but clearly like he would have remembered this conversation as Edward Dance. So that just doesn't make sense to me, but I guess we'll find out when he becomes Daniel. And Christy's like,
Yep.
and then, like,
Interesting thoughts.
a couple of days later, I'm like, it's not Daniel. Daniel's not one of him. I like that twist.
Yeah, that was a good twist. I like that.
There were some good twists in there in this book.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of them that I can remember.
Do Christopher's comment.
I think the twist that Anna was bad was a good one. It just didn't go anywhere with it. There's an implication that they've been trapped in the cycle for years, possible decades. Anna may have been all that was left for them to hang on to, being the world has moved on without them.
More than implication, I think he says 30 years at one point. I think he says you've been doing this for 30 years.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty long time.
Because the plague doctor was clearly old. He was aged.
Yeah, he was 30 when it started.
Yeah.
And,
Can you imagine?
and that was a sad reveal. When, not to be negative again, but when he took his mask off, and it's just like, you know, afterthoughts like maybe it's him, maybe it's someone we know, maybe it's someone really important. He takes off as just this 65-year-old dude. You know, just some guy. It was kind of a sad little reveal when he took that mask off.
But also, is the plague doctor not in hell also? Is his job? Like, can he check? Does he get to go home? Like, what is his like? Does he have hours? Like, how does he spend his entire time in this place?
Brings a bag lunch.
Because if he's been doing this for 30 years, gee.
Yeah, that's a living hell in and of itself for sure.
Does he get paid? And if he does, he doesn't have any chance to spend his money because he's always in Blackheath, unless time moves differently in Blackheath than it does in the real world, which would be super swell to know. Is there time dilation? A plague doctor needs some PTO. You know, Aiden's running around. He's like, I finally solved it. Oh, well, plague doctor's on vacation. You solved it on a Saturday, so
please wait another 2 business days.
Yeah, we're gonna have to just do it. We just gotta do it till it lines up with a weekday, a business day, you know. Yeah. So the plague doctor is there as a representative of this organization. He has superiors. That is this like the TV show Upload? Have y'all seen Upload?
I was
I've never
thinking
heard of
Dollhouse.
Upload.
Dollhouse?
It's on Prime. It's good.
Upload is great. Hey Jeff, crabs.
Crabs.
So like in Upload, it's about this basically VR world that you go to when you're dead. You upload it to this VR world and you live as a virtual person.
Mm.
But you can visit people.
Yeah, but the people who work at the company, they can enter and exit this world as avatars.
Mhm.
And I was like, is it like that? Is that what this is? Where like host Plague Doctor just kind of watches on a screen and then like pops in as an avatar when he needs to, and can like clock out and go home.
Well, he does have some control because he's the one who's experimented with different combinations of hosts and the sequence in which they occur. So, and I think it was Kyra a while ago said, it's like The Good Place, which I totally see. Like he's very much like the Ted Danson character, rooting for these people succeeding and coming out the good guys, even though they were terrible people. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I want to know who these superiors are. Like, who is he answering to?
Yeah.
Like, Plague Doctor, you have given him too much information. In this Shawshank of the future.
That is true. What Adrian said. Like, we think Aiden's the one going through Groundhog Day, but really, it is the Plague Doctor trying to do things differently to get out of the loop. But then I'm sure he just has to go into a new job. Like, okay, that project's done. Here's your new assignment, Plague Doctor.
Yeah, congratulations. It only took you 30 years. But they can be killed. But when they're killed, is it like over for good, or do they just start over again? Because I guess they just start over because Anna was killed.
Yeah,
because Aiden killed Anna at one point, and she remembered that.
Yeah, at the beginning, if Aiden had gone through the entire loop and was killed, I think it just reset. Because the Plague Doctor kept telling him not to waste time. And even if he didn't do anything, then he would just start over again.
So if the footman wins and he kills you, you just start over again.
Mm-hmm.
You lose all your lives. Start over from the beginning. No passwords.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not like you're dead. You're dead.
No.
But can you imagine living through being murdered several times? That seems traumatic. And
like that was part of the point, because you remember when we first found out what the whole thing was. The idea was, I think it was it the Plague Doctor who explained it, and basically said, if you put this terrible person in a situation with no consequences, will they still become better? Because who is the one person who at one point killed a person because he knew it'd be fine to be alive the next day? I get all the characters. He's like, yeah, all right, he'll wake up and he'll be alive again tomorrow, no consequences.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the idea is like, I mean, think of Groundhog Day. I mean, he's taking a bath with a toaster because he knows he'll still wake up the next day, or hoping that maybe he won't. So that was kind of the test, was, there's no consequences here. You can kill, you can die, anything can happen. Will you still choose to do the right thing? Which is a cool concept.
Yeah.
Be cooler if I understood it.
Well, you'll have to read it again.
No. I'll read the abridged version. Or I'll listen to the audio on
the Wikipedia page. Leanne says, I just don't see how Silvertear's plan to have Daniel kill Anna could have worked because Aiden murdered her for years. Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just trying to take her out of the game for this round.
Yeah, before giving the answer.
Yeah, because they were too close, and maybe next time, don't give them so many hints. Just leave them in limbo.
I think it's really interesting that the Plague Doctor is like messing around with the order of the hosts too.
Well, also remember that that wasn't supposed to be a thing.
Right.
Like, it was just supposed to be Anna and Daniel just as like living through one day. You got to figure it out, which seems like it'd be impossible
But
to do.
they can remember more than Aiden did.
They can, but
we don't know what their limitations are.
but still, like they were not as empowered as Aiden was through this experience, and never have been. So Aiden was the cheat code, kind of, and that he was the up up down down, the Konami code, right there. So if you don't know, that's the Konami code. So next time you play Contra, do that. You get a bunch of lives. Maybe you can beat
pro tip.
There you go, classified information. But yeah, so Anna and the rules for Anna and Daniel were way different than what Aiden got to do. I just don't understand why they didn't like just take him out, because they seem to have this strict rule that, well, if you're in there, there's only one way to get out. There's literally only one way out. But it seems like the plague doctor could have let him out whenever.
Maybe just because he agreed, or however he got in there in the first place, like you wouldn't be able to circumnavigate that.
Yeah, must have signed some sort of contract that, well, if you go in, you got to solve the murder.
Such a huge commitment just to like torture someone.
To torture somebody, because like they could have just. But even if they suspected that he was helping Anna too much, they could have just yanked him out, because the plague doctor was ready to take him out as soon as he solved the murder, which he didn't actually do. So
I like the cattail just making the appearance.
Cattail just moving along. Now she's rolling around on Christy's notes.
Yeah.
But oh, she's biting.
Oh no!
Get it. There she is. Yeah. So the plague doctor could have taken Aiden out at any time. I think it was just that Anna hadn't been that close to solving the case before because of Aiden. That's what started the plan to take her out of the equation. But take Aiden out of the equation, really? Like I guess that's what they were doing with the footman and stuff.
Yeah.
Is taking Aiden out so that he wouldn't help her. So I guess that makes sense. I wonder if his willingness to commit to Blackheath just to torture someone else made him someone who needed rehabilitation.
Okay, well, I love that. That helps.
It's an explanation for why they was like, "Whoa, this guy's pretty twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should keep him in there too."
Yeah, no, I appreciate.
There's your headcanon.
Yeah, that helps.
But yeah, so it's just so much. Like, we're not even talking.
So if he really did this for 30 years and it was basically a week each time, that means went through this sequence over 1,500 times.
Jeez.
Oh,
you kind of think he'd figure it out quicker than that, you know?
Well, if everything's wiped except for one thing every time,
and they're doing it in different orders. Like let's say you start him out as like the fat guy who can't move.
Well, this is the first time that they did the different order, right?
I don't know. I feel like they were trying different combinations.
He said, I settled on this as the most effective one, but he didn't say when he did. So we don't know how many times.
Could have been a lot.
Could have been a lot. There's a Black Mirror episode that is based on the same premise as the ending of this book, trying to save someone only to realize you are the murderer.
Oh, wow.
I feel like there's a Twilight Zone episode about that too, which is kind of the same thing. If you think about it. Black Mirror is just more depressing. They wanted Aiden out because he was not supposed to be there in the first place, since he didn't commit a crime to end up in Blackheath. So they allowed the plague doctor to assist to try to get him out while trying to keep Anna in. Maybe
I don't know how he got in. How do you get in there?
How do you get out? They just started walking.
If they wanted him out, why not just make him leave? why make a puzzle out of it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Because
saying.
it's
Too many
fun.
questions.
That's fun.
No,
Damn.
it wasn't fun. It wasn't. It was fun the first 2 days I read it. It
There was
stopped being fun.
And to be clear, none of the people in the book were having fun. We were having
It
fun.
was worst party ever.
None of there was not one single person except for maybe the footman, ironically, who was having a good time
They were all miserable people.
in this book. They were
Millicent seemed to enjoy herself. She was pretty self-satisfied.
There were some extras in the periphery that seemed to be engaging in the drunken debauchery, and they were probably having a good time. But we didn't get to know any of them.
The cop's girlfriend, I think, had a good time until her
Grace.
boyfriend was murdered.
Grace. I remember Grace.
Kathy says the footman was having fun.
Okay, that's fair. You're right.
Yeah, I said that. He was the only one. He was the only one having a good time. Gold had a laudanum fueled night with Madeline.
That's true. He probably had a lot of fun being high the night before.
Wait, was that Evelyn? It was. Gold and Evelyn got together.
Oh.
Well, he was in on it because
Yeah, to
he's
make
doing
that
all the
connection.
portraits. Interesting.
Yeah, but it was really Evelyn. So Gold woke up with the one night stand, and that was really Evelyn. Whoa. And that's how he figured out that Millicent knew that Evelyn was not Evelyn and that Evelyn was Madeline because she was the paintings and she was like, I remember you from when you were a child. And Evelyn was like, well, then you did. You gotta go. Just like everybody else. There were so many people that were dying towards the end of that book. They found so many dead people.
It was a murder party.
Murder party. Like Millicent, both the Hardcastle parents kicked the bucket. And then all of his hosts dying. The cop, when he died, that sucks because he was like, I gotta do it.
Wait, how did he die? I don't remember him dying.
The footman just convinced him that he needed to die, and so he just let it happen.
Yeah.
Well, I thought he had no way out, or
he
something.
had no way out. Well,
He was just like, I was so close to solving it this time, and then the footman.
Yeah. He was the only one that really could give the footman a run for his money, like physically, because he broke the footman's nose. I also don't understand how the butler was able to find the strength that he did to like roll off the table and like land on the footman and like pin him to the ground, and that man was just beaten up badly.
Poor guy, yeah.
But then he was like, Anna, run, and then just like flopped over and like pinned the footman down, and then Anna blew his head off. Action sequence. So, and this book had something for everybody. Anyway, we have hit the hour mark of our live book discussion. So, this is the final question that I'll put out to everybody. Has this discussion changed your opinion of this book, and in what way?
And are you continuing the series?
Is there a series? No,
it's not.
No. So, like, in talking about this, did it force you to ask questions? Did it make you like the book more than you did before, or did it make you hate the book more than you did before, or did it not change how you feel at all? And you can say, I don't care what you say. I am going to take this book and be my top 10.
It did force me to ask questions, or think a little harder about it, but I still fully enjoyed it. But I mean, that's why I love these discussions, is it does make me think in other ways that I wouldn't have just reading it by myself.
Yeah. Alex says C. I don't even remember what C is, Alex.
That was so long ago.
C was I'm just gonna like the book no matter what you say.
That was 3 sentences ago.
I would watch a movie version. I wouldn't reread it, but I would watch a movie to see if I understood it better.
The Subtle Knife.
There is no way this book could be a movie.
Orient Express.
This book would have to be a
I
TV
would.
show.
Well, I understood Orient Express. I wouldn't watch a TV series because I know that would just be dragged on too long. That would feel as long as the book.
There's no way you could cram this into 2 hours, except if you're Kira, in which case you did. Read it in 2 days, but
I don't binge shows as fast as I read sometimes.
but
I'd
what about
read
you?
this guy again. I liked his writing. I would read him again.
He's got, I think it takes a special mind to just craft a murder mystery.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I give Stuart a lot of props for being able to go as convoluted as he was, and being able to like lay the breadcrumbs out in the way that he did. Because for me, I'm also reading this book thinking, man, he know he's going to do something with this. I'm never going to see this later, and then it's going to be a different part of the information. So he's just like, even in the beginning of the book, introducing like a little nugget that he's got to come. That's
that part blows my mind. I have no idea how mystery authors do that. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Especially when it's this complicated.
What about you, Christy?
So this discussion really helped me, and I think I have closure about this book, which is good. And I absolutely would read another book by him because this was his first book. And like I said, there's a lot that I did appreciate about it. I thought his ideas were good and the concept was really good and the writing's good. So I would definitely read another one. Give him another try.
I'd say for all of my questions, I still enjoyed reading this book. Like, this was fun for me to read because of the way it kept teasing me with things that I wanted to know the answer to, and just the murder mystery part of it in general. I still have a bunch of questions about it that I'm mad that I didn't get to find out because it feels like unfinished business.
Okay, well then don't read Magic for Liars like I mentioned in the last hangout.
Okay, I won't. But also, a side note, most of the time when I read this book, it was right before I went to sleep. And this book gave me some dreams.
Oh man, I bet you had some wild dreams.
They were so weird, so messed up. Like, it was a very disconcerting sleep I was having for a while. And I wake up being like, that was so weird. Everything's weird. My life is weird. The world that I'm seeing is weird.
I'm not sure if I'm alone in this, but I've been watching your cats follow each other up and down the stairs.
It's that time of day.
They love this.
Sumi's time.
They're on a mission.
Yeah, they don't know what the mission is, but they're on.
I have started the April book already. I started it this evening while I was waiting for this.
Speaking of April,
aren't you on top of your shit?
Yeah, Dan. Aren't you? Good for you. No, that's fine. Christy's read already.
Thanks, Kira.
Yeah,
I love you too.
So our book for April is LMNOP.
QRSTUV.
Nope, by Mark Dunn. And it's nice.
Look
and
how
little.
thin that is. Look at
I
that.
love how much blank space there is on so many of the pages.
Hold it up to Hardcastle.
The audiobook is 4.5 hours. So I intend to finish this weekend.
Look at that.
Yeah, and I will say, you can try listening to it, but I think you'll lose a lot of the charm of this book if you aren't looking at it.
Be able to see it.
That's right.
Yeah. I strongly recommend reading the physical book for this, because otherwise it's going to get very odd with the audiobook.
Yeah.
Or you could always do both, listen to the audiobook as you're reading. So
yeah. So for April, our club meeting is going to be on Wednesday, April 15th. And our live discussion is going to be on Wednesday, April 29th. So y'all got a good amount of time.
It's a club hangout now. That's
are we going to hang out and do our taxes together?
Yeah, we are. Get your H&R block ready to go.
I mean, I guess if you guys want to help me with my 1099s, sure.
Yeah. Taxman loves the 1099s.
And then we have a book announcement for May.
Book announcement.
Officially, The Mercy of Gods by James S.A. Corey has won.
Right.
Finally.
Yeah. So I'm excited because I got this one for Christmas.
It's not Leviathan Wakes, but we'll take it. But
very excited.
So we got two big fun books coming up. LMNOP.
Too big.
Finish
yeah.
LMNOP fast so you can start the next one early.
But that's not even as big as Hardcastle, is it? Or is it? No way. Hardcastle's bigger.
You got to go by word count though, because
But it's the
But this is longer.
fonts are
Yeah,
different.
Pages.
Oh, that font is huge. This font is not big. This
well, we have not read this book, but we read the Expanse series, and they were really easy, fun to read. So I'm hoping we get more of that with this one.
and also
Is this first in a series? I don't remember.
yes,
it is, and it's the only one out in the series so far.
Oh, okay.
So you'll read it and you'll be caught up. But I think the new one.
But I think the new one comes out this year. I think.
Okay,
but,
cool.
Short Story Club
Mhm.
coming up next week.
Yep.
A week from today.
And Dark Book Club. The poll is out, I think, right now
Yes.
on Facebook. So if you're interested, go
Yes.
vote. And then
I see
March,
Bluefoot.
yeah, and then March Madness.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah,
been going on.
we're slowly getting through all of our polls.
Yeah. So there
We're
are
still in the round one.
there's a ton of really fun, really heartbreaking polls on Facebook.
We're gonna have
I'm
to
having so
choose.
much fun reading your guys' comments, but also sorry.
No, I love
No,
it.
you
I
did a
think
good
you
job.
did a really good job.
It brings me joy, but then I also feel a little guilty.
No, you
No,
did a good thing.
it's awesome.
It's not supposed to be easy.
I love like actually having to choose. I mean, it hurts, but I also really enjoy it.
It's going to get really hard in the last few rounds for sure, because we have read a lot of really good books in this club.
Yep.
But yeah, and we'll have some new books for next year. We'll see how far the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle gets. Oh.
Somehow I don't think it's going to make it to the final rounds.
We'll see. Yeah, what else? Any other business we got to take care of?
That's all I had.
All right. Well, if you would like to keep the discussion going, please join our Discord. There's lots of fun chat going on in there. Yeah, we'll see you in April for LMNOP.
Yes.
So, bye, everybody. Thanks to Dan and Kira for being here. Yay! Wait.
Thank you.
And that does it for us. We're out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.